No federal taxes for dozens of big profitable companies. FedEx and Nike are among those found to have avoided U.S. tax liability for 3 straight years. Doesn't that piss you off, Ryan, when you actually have to pay taxes?
No, I find it thrilling. I'm glad that my tax dollars help out these struggling mom and pops like FedEx and Nike and Amazon and Walmart. I feel like I'm doing my part as an American.
When they say home of the free, they mean home of the tax-free, right? Isn't that what they mean? If you're rich enough.
If you're rich enough, you're
good. If you're poor, it's not home of the free, believe me. Prison labor, the whole deal. At least 55 of Americans' largest corporations paid no taxes last year on billions of dollars in profits. Hey, why not make it 60, Corp? Why not? What the fuck? Give up.
You want a nice even number.
The sweeping tax bill that was passed in 2017 and signed into law by President Trump, it reduced the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. And now they're fighting to potentially get it back up to 28. So that's called is that the ratchet effect? What is that called?
I think so. Yeah. It's
so that's where
where it's like you go so far and then you just go a little bit and then so it just keeps.
So when the Republican gets in, he takes it this far, and the Democrat gets back in, he only takes it back this far. And the Republican side takes it that far, and the Democrat takes it. So we just keep going further right and further right and further right.
Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what has been happening.
Yeah.
Like my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Both of our lifetimes.
Dozens of Fortune 500 companies were able to further shrink their tax bill, sometimes to zero, thanks to a range of legal deductions and exemptions that have become staples of the tax code. Oh, thank God. Hey, by 2028, they're going to actually get money back, even more than the bailouts. That's how. Salesforce, Archer Daniels Midland, and Consolidated Edison were among those named in the report by the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy. By the way, these companies have sales and Consolidated right in their name. Why don't we just have one big company called Corporation Inc.?
That would make it easier. And then, honestly, that's what we could just call the country.
Yeah.
Like, United Corporation Inc.
The United Corporation of America.
Yep.
26 of the companies listed, including FedEx, Duke Energy, and Nike, were able to avoid paying any federal income tax for the last 3 years. 3 years, even though they reported a combined income of $77 billion. Many also received millions of dollars in tax rebates. And they all, I don't know if you know, but they all have great business practices too, by the way. FedEx, Union Busters, Duke Energy, oh my God, poisoning the Nike. Oh, we all know the Nike. Huh? Everybody's.
It's quite a list.
The 2.2 trillion. When Jim Keating went to live like the people with the people who make the Nikes, he lost 40 pounds, I think, in a month, something like that.
Yeah, he shared a lot of stories on the show, and yeah, that it was hard to listen to. I mean, it was heavy what he was sharing, and it was hard to listen to.
The $2.2 trillion CARES Act, which we called out on this show and no other fucking show did, the $2.2 trillion CARES Act passed last year to help businesses survive the economic devastation wrought by the pandemic, included a provision that temporarily allowed businesses to use losses in 2020 to offset their profits earned in previous years. So because if you lost money during the pandemic, you can now pretend you didn't make money the year before, or the year before, or the year before that. That's called a banana republic, I think. I'm not sure. I don't think that's called corruption for sure.
Well, because you peasants better get your run in on time.
Yes. Yeah. FedEx took advantage of provisions in the CARES Act, using losses in 2020 to reduce their tax bill from previous years when the tax rate was higher. It said those provisions helped companies navigate a rapidly changing economy and marketplace while continuing to invest in capital, hire team members, and fund employee pension plans. Oh, they're so responsible over there at the FedEx, aren't they? Oh, they really care about all the things that are important. They cross their T's.
Yeah, I bet those things looking out for employees, I bet they did that the least, though.
Yeah.
I bet they did that the least.
Oh, you mean the hired team members and fund employees' pensions?
Yeah, I bet they did the least of that.
It's funny they didn't list that first.
Mm-hmm.
And help companies hire team members and fund employee pensions. Plus, we navigated the changing economy and marketplace. So there's a long list of all these MFers who didn't pay any of the tax. Duke Energy, it's basically they're getting a negative tax rate. How could that be? But that's it. There's their income. 3-year tax rate, effective 3-year tax rate, minus 15%, minus 12, 0.2% for the Dish Network. They don't have to pay frickin' FedEx doesn't pay taxes. Look at the Nike. God. Penske Automotive Group, those sons of bitches.
But you know what we got to do, man? We got to villainize the post office.
That's right.
That's the big problem. The post office.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on these teachers.
Oh, money grubbers. They get summers off.
Right?
They get summers off, the teachers. And they're still complaining?
They're still complaining. Hey, you give me summers off. I'll buy a pencil every now and again. Oh, we don't have supplies.
Everybody who complains about teachers having summers off and making some, I go, why don't you go fucking be a teacher then? If that's the sweet job, why didn't you get it, dummy? Why are you working your shit job? Why don't you get one of those cushy teacher jobs?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, whenever you hear people say, like, it's just, what's wrong with you? Like,
go get one of those jobs.
That's the problem?
Why wouldn't they let you become one? Did they put up a fence? What happened? Do you have a felony on your record? Why didn't you become a teacher then if it's such a sweet job? Federal Reserve to lend additional $1 trillion a day to large banks. Just so you know who's running this country. And we couldn't get people a $2,000 check one time. We couldn't get people a UBI for nope, but it's $1 trillion a day. They spend $740 billion a year on defense, but they won't stop the healthcare system from killing us. That's nice writing, Daniel. Tip of the hat to Daniel on that one, huh? I say Daniel, no, though. I have to disagree. If we had universal health care, at least a third of the people who died from COVID would still be alive. I'm actually agreeing with Daniel. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.